This episode is proudly brought to you by the members of the You Run Podcast Network. All shows can be found at yourunpodcast.com, so go and find your new podcast addiction today. Oh, Mark, quickly before we start, why is Christmas like an orgasm?
I don't know. Why is Christmas like an orgasm?
Because the closer it gets, the louder our wives moan.
Oh, dude, is this part of the show? I thought you actually were genuinely being serious. We're not bringing this back, dude. We're not bringing it.
It's Christmas time, it's the time to be afraid. It's Christmas time, it's time to talk about being named. And on this podcast of horror, we'll spread a little fear. Watch a horror movie now and grab a beer. And then Scott mentions the actress's boobs, followed by Mark saying, come on, dude. This is the place to have fun and say a curse or two. You Run Podcast Horror Movie Review. Watch a horror do it, now it's Christmas time. Watch a horror do it, now it's Christmas time. Watch a horror, then listen to a great fun review. Run Past Christmas. Do it now, it's Christmas time. Do it now, it's Christmas time. Watch a horror, then listen to a great fun review. Run Past Christmas. You Run Podcast Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Lick my balls, lick my sweaty balls.
You have to ruin it, don't you? I was just about to say how good that intro is, and I've missed it all year.
Hello and welcome to the You Run Podcast Horror Movie Review. My name is Scott.
My name is Mark.
And as a Christmas treat to myself, I've decided I am bringing back jokes for the month of December.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because I like them, I miss them, and you ruined that one because you were just more confused than you were engaged.
I'm not engaged every time you do it.
Well, this is true. Your Casio beeps. It must be 8 o'clock on the dot.
It is 8 o'clock on the dot.
Wow.
That beep I'm aware of. I'm used to that one now.
Yeah. We are a horror movie review show. We review movies that you select on our Instagram page, which is at You Run Podcast. All of the movies are chosen by you unless it's a new release. We give you a brief synopsis, then we do a bit of a deep dive. We say what we liked, what we didn't like. We don't give you a full run through because, let's be honest, that's boring. Just go watch the fucking movie. We discuss the movie as opposed to talk you through it. We also do movie facts. We play games. We have interactive features. We are the most interactive and fun podcast around, and I stand by that. Today, we are diving into a movie that I haven't seen for absolute years.
I forgot all about this movie. I knew I'd seen it, but I couldn't tell you what it was about or what had happened. It was one of those that I had on DVD back in the day. And then, I've not given it any time ever since. And I know people talk about this movie quite a lot, like it's really, really good. But it never really wowed me the first time around.
No, this time it definitely got me going. This put me in a really happy place to record this episode.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Synopsis for this. A group of teenagers go to cabin in woods, inadvertently wake Nazi zombies who like collecting gold. Chaos ensues. The end. That is this movie.
Pretty much. With some capers along the way.
Exactly. There's not I tried putting some sort of synopsis together for this in my head, and I'm like, they go to the cabin, the zombies wake up, they're Nazis, they kill a few people, credits roll. There's not really the only other thing I could have brought up was poop finger, but we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Shit, yeah. I'd forgotten about
that. Where do you want to kick off with this movie? Do you want to kick off with I think we should kick off with the group of teens.
I was going to go there anyway, to be honest with you, because for me, this was a really big surprise. Because with movies like this, generally, there's at least 2 or 3 characters that are absolutely awful and unbearable. I liked everybody in this movie. I thought everybody was really, really good, really well acted. I thought the cast did a fantastic job. There wasn't anybody that I was singling out. The one that I thought I was going to dislike quite a lot was the one that I ended up liking quite a lot the most. The guy, the horror fan, the t-shirt guy, the poo finger guy.
The one who was me.
Pretty much, yeah. I was like,
it's you. I was like, it's not me. She's like, it is. It's got the same figure as you and everything.
This was a guy I thought, I'm not going to like him. He's going to be insufferable throughout this movie. But he wasn't. He was fantastic. And the same can be said for everybody else. There wasn't anybody I disliked at all.
No, I think they're all great. The one bit that made me like roar with laughter. So they drive up to the like where they can stop, and they're going to go up to the cabin, and you've got fucking Mr. X Games himself going, "Oh, I'll take all of our luggage up on the skidoo. Like I love the skidoo," and I'm like, "That's Mark."
Yep.
And he's like, load all your luggage on. Like, I'll drive there. It's a 40-minute walk. Follow my tracks, man. And when you get there, the heat will be on. And then he drives away. And as he drives away, one of the girls walks past and she's still dragging her suitcase. He left this poor girl with a fucking suitcase to drag 40 minutes through the snow. And I couldn't stop laughing.
I didn't even pick up on that, to be honest with you.
Everyone's bags are gone apart from hers. She's at the back, like trying to lug this massive suitcase across the snow, and it's rolling over and tipping on its side. I'm like, what did she do wrong? Why didn't you take her luggage? And like when his drive up there, like let's do a jump. No, just drive up there and not being funny. If it's 40 minutes and he loves the skidoo so much, he could have gone and dropped the stuff, turned the heating on, come back, picked two of them up, gone back, come back, picked two of them up, gone back, and made this whole journey like 20 minutes instead of fucking a 40-minute hike through the snow for him.
I mean, 40 minutes isn't a great hike, though, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's not long.
40 minutes in the fucking knee-deep snow.
Yeah,
It's a long walk.
It's fine. It's fine. Look at the scenery. It's beautiful.
You're one of those people, aren't you? That you're in the worst situation in the world, and you're like, doesn't it look pretty though? Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm a big sucker for that. I think this movie looks fucking brilliant as well. I think, like, as much as a competent director as the guy is who made this, I can't for the life of me remember his name. One thing that really highlighted to me at how great of a director he is when he films the night sequences in this movie and how isolated he makes it feel. There's that one particular scene, which I'm sure we'll get to at some point, so I'm not going to focus too much on the plot line to it, but they're heavily using a hand torch out in the woods through the trees, and it just looked fantastic. I was like, wow, this movie, considering how sort of B-movie-ish a lot of it is in terms of its capability, like its effects and stuff like that, there is certain scenes that the director puts together that I'm like, that is really, really cool, man. Like, you've encapsulated something really nice looking there, probably without knowing how great that looks.
Yeah, and there's loads of stuff in this I think the director's done really, really well. Like without a doubt, he's a very competent director, and everything he puts to screen works for me. I really
there was a couple of scenes though where they're using green screen and the actors are stood in front of the green screen with a background. I was like, that is like Sharknado level ropey, in my opinion.
There's also some prosthetic legs that are used as real legs with a bit of blood dashed on them. They're pretty bad as well.
Yeah. And the severed arm later on, he clearly has that just tied behind his back. They've made no attempt to try and at least bandage it to his body. There's points where he's falling and you can see him pull his arm out the side of his jumper to stop himself going down.
The thing is, though, it works. Like the dynamic between the group of friends works. Like every one of them has like a role. You've got the nerdy guy. You've got the group of girls who, I've got to be honest, like they are very, considering this come out, when did this come out? 2009,
I think.
Like,
I believe.
The girls in this are very forward thinking. They're very much like on their way up. Which one are you shagging? Well, I'm going to take this one. Oh, this guy's free. And that girl's like, oh, yeah, he's free. And then she gets there and instantly latches onto the nerdy movie guy.
I loved her so much as well. She was so attractive. When she died, I was like, that is criminal in this movie. She should have stayed till the bitter end.
Yeah, and then you've got the girl with dreads. I'll be honest.
I don't like dreads. I'm sorry if you've got dreadlocks. I take serious issues with dreadlocks because she's a very attractive woman as well. I hate being the guy who's like, you're attractive, she's attractive. Like, there's a level, you know. I'm not that kind of person, really. But I have issue with dreads. I have serious issue with dreads. They look to me like they smell. I've never smelt dreadlocks before, and I might be very wrong. But also, they just don't look good.
No, and I'm going to say something now that may be controversial. If you are a white woman, you should not be having dreads. It's very cultural appropriation. They're not. Maybe I'm way out on that, but like dreads on a white woman do not work for me. Like dreads on a black woman do work for me better. They suit a black person better than they suit a white person.
They just look like they smell, whether they're on a black person or a white person, to be perfectly honest with you. People just shouldn't have dreadlocks. We have shampoo and we have running water nowadays. We don't need to have dreadlocks anymore.
We're going to get in trouble on this episode. I can feel it. We've already gone down the race and cultural appropriation, dreadlock smell. We're about to talk about Nazis and poo fingers. Like this episode is going to get so much trouble.
It's Christmas, isn't it? It's one of them. It's Christmas. We can do what we want now, I think.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, so it's like that thing where you're like, oh, it's Christmas soon. Let's just have a beer on a Wednesday night. Now it's just like, it's Christmas soon. We can say what the fuck we want on the podcast. We'll deal with the ramifications in January.
The thing is, the beer thing, I've been doing that since October. It's nearly Halloween.
I started that in summer, to be honest with you. It's not going well.
It's going well for me. I'm quite happy with it.
No, I haven't. I have the urge to, though. The thing is, as well, like I'm at that point of my life now where I'm anticipating what's coming. So, like, I know Christmas, I'm going to be off work for 2 weeks. I'm going to be out at the pub quite a lot, going out for lunches and just doing social things that I immediately always associate with bars open.
Yeah.
Don't care whether it's 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, or 3 o'clock. If I'm off work, I work my ass off all year. If I've got time off and there's a bar, I'm drinking at it. So I know, but like now I'm at an age where I'm like, it takes me a couple of days to get myself back on track. See, like we get to a weekend and we record this show on a Friday. It's usually Sunday afternoon I start to come back around again.
Yeah, the thing is though, the key over Christmas is you've got such a long period. You don't need to have that lull. Like just continue to drink.
Oh no, yeah, that's it. If you could continue to keep the flow going, like I feel like I'd make quite a competent alcoholic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd be an alcoholic because an alcoholic is someone who needs a drink, and I have a drink.
Yeah, I've never looked at it like that before.
Anyway, we're going way off track. They go to this little cabin and they start like playing games, party games to keep them entertained. The miserable guy with the glasses is like, this fucking twister's stupid. It's so stupid. And then it's like, right foot to red. And the girl puts her foot on red and puts her ass like an inch from his face. And he's like, do you know what? Twister is a great idea. I want to play next. Like, this is the best game I've ever seen.
I take serious issue with this dude throughout this movie. And I know I said that I didn't dislike any of the characters, and I don't particularly dislike this character, especially in the back.
His girlfriend.
Yeah, and in the back two-thirds of this movie, I actually begin to really like him. It's just the introduction to this character that I didn't warm to immediately. Not only do they make out like he's this big fear of blood, which, by the way, he gets over very quickly when shit starts to go down.
Yeah.
But what is that scene where he tries to kill his fucking girlfriend on the sofa?
So she gave him a load of, I can't even remember what she'd done to him. She like punched him or something, messing around.
No, it was something to do with like meditation and something like that. And he's like, he sits on her hands so she can't move, tells her to close her eyes, and she won't. So he puts a blind, like pulls her like rag thing down that she's got, keeping her sweaty dreads out of her face, and then proceeds to suffocate her with a pillow. But like, doesn't stop. Has to be stopped, but he looks like he's seriously enjoying it. Now, when he goes full psycho at the end, it makes a little bit more sense. But that whole scene where he's like, I'm just going to kill this bitch. I'm like, dude, that's your girlfriend. Like, what are you doing? And he's clearly getting off on the fact that he's smothering her.
Yeah, it's really odd. It's a really odd choice. I'd love to ask the director, like, what was going through your head when you wrote that scene? What were you going for there? Because all we got was he's a bit of a lunatic and tried to kill her for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, he's a fucking massive lunatic by the time we get to the end. Some of the decisions he makes in the last half, I'm like, you are way off, pal, with the way this situation is unfolding.
Yeah, really, really bad. The thing is, though, like we've all had that moment where we've laid in bed next to maybe this is just me. Confession time. You laid in bed next to your wife.
Listen, by the way, just remember, whatever you say may be given in evidence.
whatever I say may be edited out of the episode. It's fine. But yeah, you lay there and you get the, and you can't sleep, and you just sort of look and go, I could just put my hand over your mouth and just hold it there, and no one would ever know. Was that just me?
That is definitely just you. That's a very scary image you just put in my mind there. I'll be honest with you. For me in that situation, did you ever see that meme where it's like a black and white film? I'm saying it's a meme because that shows my age and I don't know the movie it's actually on. It's a black and white film and the wife comes in and she slaps her husband and he wakes up in shock. He's like, oh, and she's like, oh, you okay, dear? You okay? Maybe it's just me. A lot of people will know because they're like, I know what you're talking about. I'm sure it wasn't just a weird dream. But I do that. I do that all the time because my wife's a snorer and it's horrible. She's like a fucking buffalo, man, to the point where there's many occasions I have to sometimes just go and sleep downstairs on the sofa just for the sake of my mentality. But I'm an elbower or a kicker.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm like, and then she's like, oh, what did you elbow me for? I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, but it's like a reset button. Do you know what I mean? You just a quick elbow or a quick ankle or something like that, and then she'll like settle back in again for an hour or two.
And
so it's just like you just got to find that reset button and then go back to sleep. But you just have to do it to the point where you make sure it's done innocently. If she knows you viciously elbowed her in the night, you're in trouble for about 3 days afterwards.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. I've never actually put my hand on Lisa's mouth and tried to kill her.
But right, okay.
The thought has. I've not just like held my hand there and waited until she started to go a bit blue and went, "I'll stop now." No, I'm not that level of serial killer.
A serial killer implies you have to kill 3 or more victims. So if you just do Lisa in, man, you can get away with crime of passion, I'm sure.
I want to talk about the girl who loves the guy who doesn't even wants to have sex with the movie guy. So
the one that I'm in love with.
Yeah, so the movie guy's like, I'm going to go for a shit. He goes, that's exactly what he says. I'm not paraphrasing.
He does, yeah. He does.
Yeah. He goes out of the cabin. He goes into the, I don't know what it is, the outhouse toilet, which is about 20 foot from the barn they're in. He sits in there. He has a full-ass poo.
Yep.
This girl sneaks away. She goes into the barn. We watch him wipe. To start off with, he wipes back to front, which put me completely off. Like, what are you doing? Then she sits on his lap. She gets his hand that he just wiped his bum with and sucks his finger as if...
And he knows he probably ripped through that tissue paper.
I just sat there and went, ugh. Like,
I don't know why they included that, because...
Well, no,
the insinuation of the situation itself was the fact that he declared he was going for a poo.
Yeah.
He said, I'm off for a poo. See you in 2. Went to the bog and she followed him in. Him in. It probably really smelt in there.
It really smelt. He had dirty hands that she licked. And then she proceeds to have sex with him. And he hadn't flushed.
No, but I mean, you can't flush. It's one of those digging a hole things.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. They're just having sex in a smelly dirt. Maybe she's into it. Like, I
don't know. I've been young. I've been on nights out. I'll be honest with you. I've had encounters in worse places.
Yeah, I've not had an encounter when I hadn't like managed to like properly wipe. Like he hadn't even finished wiping when she come in.
Yeah, I've been like sick in toilets and then immediately gone off to snogging girls straight after. That's the kind of bloke I am on a night out. At least I was.
Yeah, you need to clarify. Not anymore.
Yeah. I'm not that guy anymore, guys. I've changed. I'm a good man now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the young, the students, the drinking beer. Yeah, I've done worse. I'll be honest with you. But at the time, I was sat there on my sofa and I was like, I'm a mature man now, and this is just fucking weird.
It's really weird. And you have changed because you can now handle your liquor and no girls want to kiss you anymore.
Yes, how times have changed indeed.
What the fuck is going on with the Pulp Fiction moment where they find the little box under the barn and open it and it's like the golden glow from Pulp Fiction? I laughed a lot.
And this was a key moment for me in the movie where it kind of just changed the tone, because I always remember people saying this was a horror comedy.
Yeah.
And up until this particular point, the thing with horror comedies as well is like you've got to... I think if you're classifying yourself as a horror comedy, you have to establish a tone.
Yeah.
And I think this movie took a while to get there, but when it established the tone was clearly, this isn't a joke a minute, ha 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 comedy movie. This is a calamities will unfold that are funny as we progress,
Yeah.
but are only prevalent to the audience, not necessarily the characters involved in the situation.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense in what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
it's not like a,
yeah, it does.
it's not a back and forth rush hour beat by beat comedy movie. It's some of the situations that are going to unfold in this movie you are going to find hysterical because of the way they happen, but they're not necessarily I'm going to have a punchline every 2 minutes in the movie. That's when I realized what the tone of this movie was, when this scene particularly took place.
Yeah, and it works for me as well, because a lot of the comedy is based around nods to other properties, which I thought was very funny. Like, we get a nice nod to The Evil Dead later. We get this one to Pulp Fiction. There's numerous little nods to other things, and every time it happened, like, there's a nod to Dead Alive. There's a nod. There's so many.
The Brain Dead t-shirt on and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like, yeah. And I think for me that's where my kind of more level of humor is. I think with movies like this, it's like you kind of either get it or you don't. Like, it's going to be one of those. Like, it's not advertised strictly as a horror, as a comedy movie, but for the people who will enjoy the absurdity of certain things, it will be funny. Like, most people will have watched that and probably criticized the stupidity of the effects, whereas we know as audience members that that was an intentional gaffe. You know, like, that was like, let's be stupid with this particular bit.
Yeah, it definitely was. And I think where they dial up the stupidity, and I got a lot of my laughs, is their visitor to the cabin. This guy is fucking hilarious. This
dry as well, man.
Dry, miserable old twat who knocks on the door and is like, "Can I come in for a coffee?" First of all, the teens would have gone, "No, we're not letting a 50-year-old man who could be a serial killer in here with us." But they let him in, and then he proceeds. The girl's like, "Is the coffee nice?" He's like, "No, it tastes like shit." She's like, "Oh, it's organic." He's like, "It's horrible." And then he puts his cigarette out in it, and then he proceeds to like have a go at them for not knowing the local history. Did you pick up on what he said in the local history? Because it blew my fucking mind what he said.
Which particular point? I was quite engrossed in this guy as an actor. I thought he was incredible in this role. This is well, I don't mean to defer from what you're saying. We'll circle back to it. I don't know how you watched this movie. I watched it the wrong way, I think. The only version I had available to me was the English dubbed version.
See, I watched it subtitles.
I wish I had as well, because I always choose subtitle preference over English dubbed. I will say, though, the version I watched, the voice actors on it were incredible. Like, I fell into it very quickly, and it was annoying me early on, but then after like the first 5 or 10 minutes, it was fantastic. The guy who did the voice acting for this particular character was fucking brilliant. It really enhanced his performance. But yeah, it annoyed me a bit. I was like, I really wish I'd just had the subtitled version. Unfortunately, this is post VHS, and it was unavailable. I know you've got the very nice shiny double feature copy, which really made me envious and why I don't collect DVDs.
It made me upset though, because I had to physically open it. It was sealed. I hadn't opened it, and I had to open it to watch it.
To be fair, as much as I'm going to be like, dude, no, I'm not a big fan of sealed. Like, I don't know if you've seen recently, I got those 3 Lord of the Rings animated ones from like the 70s, and 2 of them were sealed. I opened them straight away, like a kid at Christmas Day. I was like, fuck this shit. It broke the seal, could smell the 70s coming out of the box. I was like, fuck it. Proper just devalued it straight away. I was like, I don't care. I want to watch it.
It's stuck with cigarettes and stale wine. From
man. Yeah. It just smelled of like fucking male abuse towards women.
Yeah, but speaking like this guy who's in this cabin, this old guy, he gives a history of the Nazis in this area. And he said a line that I paused it, rewound it, and read it again because I thought I'd misheard him or misread it. He turns around and goes, "Unlike most of the world where the Nazis were fairly nice to people and the locals got on with them, here they were particularly nasty." And I was like, no, at no point were the Nazis like nice and integrated in any part of the world they went into. They were hated unanimously across the world.
I don't think that's true.
But no, it genuinely is true. They went
I
and
don't
pillaged
think
and
it is, man. I think they must have rallied up enough support to take on the entire world. Where was this movie taking place? Was this Austria?
Norway,
No,
or yeah, one of them.
I feel
But he's saying everywhere else they were nice, but in this town they were bad. The Nazis were bad. They had concentration camps. You can't tell me they were nice everywhere else and only mean in this little town.
Oh right, no, sorry, yeah, no, they were certainly bad people. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
certainly not.
But that's
I'm not
fair.
encouraging their behavior. I thought you was referring to the support of the area
No,
regarding
no,
the
no,
Nazi.
no.
I
But
thought he was saying like they were hated everywhere else, but they were quite liked in this area. I thought that's
no,
where he was going with it.
he was saying that everywhere else, like they were pretty liked and they were fairly nice, and here they were particularly mean. And I'm going, well, no, I'm pretty sure the Nazis were particularly mean in every town they went into, not just yours. It just blew my mind that he had such a like like donut glazed view of how the Nazis were everywhere else. And he's
I
like,
mean, he lives in a tent in the middle of a mountain, man.
he,
He's
he
not to be
does.
taken as a trusted source. Let's be honest.
No, and he's the one who's explaining that they took all the gold, and then the villagers all rallied and pushed them out into the hills. And the
Yeah, this
first
is
time,
where it became more of a leprechaun story to me than anything else.
I literally sat on the sofa and went, "There have to be gold."
Exactly. A Warwick Davis Nazi cameo would have been amazing.
A crossover movie would be amazing. The Nazis after the leprechaun's gold. I've just written an entire movie in a sentence.
Dead Snow 3. Let's go.
Dead Snow 3, Nazis versus Warwick. What do you think of the zombies in this? Are you happy with their appearance? Are you happy with their behavior? Like, where are
I
you
am,
with
yeah, I really am. I like the uniqueness of them. Again, I'll probably focus more upon that when we get towards the end, when we start getting into biting lore and stuff like that. But I like the fact that they're functioning zombies. I think functioning zombies are always my favorite because it's not a subgenre of zombies that's heavily bloated, which was one of the things that I really liked when we did Return of the Living Dead. The sort of the break from the mold of shambling, mindless zombies. Here, it's and the functioning co-op, like how they get the army and I can't even think of the fucking word I'm trying to express.
They cooperate and they can communicate. And
And communication and command and get everybody together and they're more aware. It's more like they have a soul within inside the shambling body that they're possessing. You know what I mean? It's like they're just trapped in a moment in time. And I quite like that. You know, it reminds me of like the skeletons from Evil Dead 3 and some of the some of the villains from like the Mummy movies and stuff like that, where it's more organized chaos as opposed to just shambolic chaos. And I like that because it's not something that we get so frequently. The fact that there were Nazis, I don't think it really holds any bearing particularly on this movie. It could have been anything, to be honest with you.
They could have been ski instructors. It wouldn't have made a blind
It wouldn't
bit
have
of
made
difference.
it wouldn't have made the slightest bit of difference whatsoever. The fact that they were Nazis or not.
The only thing it did was it established that you have to hate them. Like, there's no one who's going to go, I sympathize with these zombies. You're not going to get a moment where they go, oh, well, they're only after their gold. You're like, horrible Nazis, how dare you? Like, they're instantly bad. There's no gloss in them to be nice.
No, this is true. But I liked it. I liked that there was the alpha zombie. That made it interesting. And it was more like it was an objective and a purpose. You know, there was an end game for both sides on this story, as opposed to just sheer carnage and just mindless brain-eating reproduction like the normal sort of standardized zombies that we get. So it kept it interesting.
Yeah, I think it did. They also added nice little elements of, like, one of the guys is Jewish, and he's like, oh, if you get bitten, they're going to turn you. He's like, I am Jewish. They do not want me on their fucking team. I'm pretty sure if they bite me, they're just going to eat me. They're not going to turn me at all. I'm not welcome.
And again, like, that was one thing as well that really intrigued me right up until the end, was like there was no real explanation regarding the law or purpose of what they were doing. Obviously, they were trying to get the gold back, but we didn't know if they were eating them.
No.
It's never really shown that they eat them. I know they bite, but that was only as a point of attack, not necessarily as a feeding mechanism. You know, the one that we first see bites as the guy falls off the edge of the cliff, it's because he's got hold of his hands and he's hanging, so his instance is to just bite his neck, not because he's trying to feed. Then none of them are feeding zombies, which I really like. They've all got weapons and they're fighting back as normal fighting people would fight. So it was a unique angle to me in that perspective. Not that I haven't seen it before, but just because I don't see it as often as I do with normal zombie movies.
Yeah, and I liked that as well. And I also liked the little subplot of the first kill you see or you off screen at the beginning is the girl who's hiking to the cabin. So all of them have got up in a
Such
car.
a cool opening.
Yeah, apart from one girl who's hiking. And when she doesn't arrive, Mr. X Games goes off to go and find her. And he comes across the tent of the old man who come to visit him. Old man's death was great. That was so well shot. I loved that.
Yeah, and again, that was what I was talking about earlier on regarding how great he encapsulates the whole isolation thing in terms of shooting in the dark. Like those scenes where he's just his glowing tent in the middle of this vast landscape of just nothingness just looked amazing.
Yeah, and when he gets out and he shines the torch into the trees and then he spins it round and you've just got like frozen tundra and snow. It's a really cool shot. And the fact that when he's laying in his tent, you hear the of the snow, and he's like, "Hello, is there someone there?" Then he opens, and there's no one there. And his death was brutal. Like stabbed to death by a zombie, which is not.
This
a
is
normal
it. That's
way
what.
for a
That's the
zombie
thing.
to
That was the
kill
first
someone.
kill we got in the movie as well. Really on screen. The opening was really, really cool with the Alton Towers theme. Loved that. It really hyped me up. I was like, I was like, that's cool. And then this was the first real kill we got. This was the first interactions with the zombies we got anyway.
Yeah.
And you get that shadowy, although it doesn't show it on screen, you get the shadowy outline of the attack in the tent. And you see the zombie itself just mercifully stabbing this poor guy. And I'm like, oh shit, they're not just biting and tearing him limb for limb. They're literally just out to kill him.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great.
Yeah, I really like this. I like the fact that the guy gets there, he realizes what's happened, he drives on a bit more, and then he ends up falling down a hole. And like his realization when he gets into like the zombie base
The Lost Boys
underground.
cave.
Yeah, the Lost Boys cave, and finds his girlfriend's severed head just sat on the side next to some like World War II helmets. I'm like, oh, you're in trouble. You need to leave. And like the zombies just like bursting out of the snow on the ground to come get him. Like all of that, super cool.
Really, really cool. And the thing is as well, like I'm not particularly a big fan of jump scares. I've addressed it a million times on this show. I think this movie handles it so fucking well with flawless execution. So when you do that particular scene brought to mind for me when you was talking about the Nazi helmets on the shelf, it's slowly going across the helmets, you know, and you're like, oh, something bad's gonna happen. Something's going to get you, you know, it's going to be one of those jump scare moments. And it's not, it's a reveal of his girlfriend's head, but it still has the same effect. And they do it a couple of other times as well, where it's building up to that standardized jump scare that you would normally get. But the payoff feels so much more rewarding in this movie as opposed to other movies that try to do it on a similar approach, where it's just a jump scare, like a coat flailing in a corner or something like that. It's always rewarding and it's always purposeful when they utilize it here.
Yeah, and after this, it slowly descends into absolute chaos. So from this moment on, it is full on like Day of the Dead, zombies attacking that cabin, and I absolutely love it.
I
Like,
fucking adore the back half of this movie. I'll be honest with you. I thought the pacing of the first sort of maybe half of the movie was a bit iffy. And I was like, oh, this is just... people talk about this movie as sheer carnage, and at this point now, I'm 40 minutes in, and I'm really struggling to feel where this is going to go. But when it goes, it fucking goes, man.
yeah, it's literally like they went, we're running out of money, we're running out of time, dial it up to 11. We're done with building shit up now. Full on zombie attack the house, make them all struggle. Let's kill a couple off. Like This is just.
But at the same
amazing.
time, how conflicting it was for me. It was like the pacing sketchy at the beginning, and then we have 10 minutes of sheer fucking carnage, and I'm like, there's still half an hour left. Like I'm worn out. Where's it going?
I felt really sorry for the girl who got yanked down the toilet for her death.
Yeah, I love her. Again, she was my favorite. I was really disappointed that she had to go.
She did have a poo fetish. Maybe that done it for her.
Yeah, I felt her death as well was a bit disappointing. So she gets yanked down the toilet, covered in poo, stabbed off screen, and then she shambles towards the house and gets rugby tackled out of the way before anybody realizes it's her. I did like her severed head showcased at the window, though. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really good. And also the guy who gets his head ripped clean in two, that kill is amazing.
And again, like I loved that so much, and I was like, "Oh, they're gonna do Day of the Dead. Here we go. It's Day of the Dead homage. Shaun of the Dead did it. Now this is gonna do it." And they do. They're pulling him out the window the same way, and you're expecting them to grab his belly and rip out all of his intestines. It's like, "Oh, we've seen this trick before, you know. I get it's a homage, but at the same time, they just grab his face and rip his skull in two, and his brain just splats on the floor." I was like, "Oh shit!"
They do a lot with like the practical effects in this, like the bit where the guy goes off the cliff where he's fighting one of the zombies and he's hanging from another zombie's intestine, and the other
wedged
zombies
in a tree.
the other zombies like, oh, that's my intestine, and even the other zombies like, no, I need that, trying to pull it back up and inadvertently pulling him up like that. Brilliant. And also great comedy moment. Like, when do you ever see a zombie go, oh shit, that's my intestine, I need that, and try and like force it back in his body? There's so many cool little bits to this. And one thing I'll say, and I say it for every movie that's set in the snow, as soon as you have a movie set in the snow and you start splashing blood around, it looks phenomenal.
Yep. Yeah, it really, really does. I'm a big advocate for it. And one film that I think particularly would work really well, and we've been saying this on the show for years, I think a Scream movie in a white ghost face suit in the snow would be fucking awesome. I just think any horror movie works well in the snow. I just think you get that really cold, isolated feeling about snow weather that horror movies just work so well within it. And because it's so close to the time of Halloween and spooky season, you tend to sort of associate the two. Like for me, like it's been a really weird year this year with Halloween because I haven't really had the hype that I normally get. I haven't really dived too much into the season as much as I tend to usually do. But I am so ready for Christmas now, man. I'm so ready to dive into some Christmas movies. I can't wait to watch Misery this year. You know, I'm all for that whole bleak, cold, the nights are getting darker, the mornings are darker. Just lock me in my house, put my fire on, and just watch some horror, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I'm fully in for Christmas. Our decks are going out this weekend. So for anyone who's listening, we're recording this at the end of November. So Mark's a little bit premature with his lights up. Mine go up.
No, I'm not lights up. This is just my this is my Stranger Things pumpkin. So I'm still half pumpkin, half Christmas. This was a limited release. I don't know if you can see that because the lights are flickering like shit. Let me turn it
I can kind of see it.
So it's a Stranger Things pumpkin. It's got all the letters on the Joyce Byers lights. It came out at Halloween, and like I had to like root through maybe 15 Asda stores to find any of the ones that had this in stock. But I was like, I have to have this because not only can I bring it out at Halloween, this will stay out now until January.
Yeah, which is great. Let's talk about the two guys who become Ash Williams and Ash Williams 2.
Yes. So I like so basically the cabin is under siege one night. And again, I still don't know the lore of the zombies because they attack at the night and then for some reason they decide to just give them a break after a siege.
Yeah.
And there's two girls, two guys left in the cabin. They decide, right, two of us need to go for the car. Two of us need to cause a distraction. There's a real umming and ahhing about who should do it. And I'm like, guys, there is no umming and ahhing. And eventually the guys feel really put out by the fact that they have to be the distraction so the girls can escape. the girls run off to go try and get the car, even though they're tracked down at some point anyway, which we'll come to. And the guys stay, and it's a guy who has the fear of blood, and this guy who's supposed to be this sex addict, like a Stifler kind of character. He maybe makes one or two jokes throughout the
that
movie.
guy.
He really didn't justify the build-up that was given towards him in the opening. I'll be honest. I was a bit let down by what he turned out to be.
Yeah, he was like a couple of times he went, "Oh yeah, look at that," and that was about as like. At no point did he turn up and go, "Right, fuck waffles, who am I fucking first?" Like there was none of that.
No, and that's kind of what I was wanting from him. I was like, that's where he's gonna go. He's gonna be funny ish. To a point where he's crude, but like I can get a laugh out of it. He wasn't that by any means, and I feel like that was a missed opportunity with his character. Also, again, the casting of that character, if that's how he was going to be, was probably miscast, which is maybe why they dialed it down a little bit, to be fair. But these two, I don't even know where to begin with them, because they're the two least likely people out of the entirety of the group that I would want to sort of Trojan horse this group of army zombies away from us.
But they do a great job.
I mean, do they though? They bang a pot on a pan and think, actually, fuck it, let's run for the hills.
Yeah, they do that. And then like when the zombies actually attack, that's when they really step it up. These two fighting off like 30 zombies was so entertaining. They're coming thick and fast, and they're like fucking them up with a knife and a chainsaw. There's one bit where he jumps up and he literally grabs a fucking hammer and sickle and crosses them, which made me laugh my arse off. I'm like, well, that's obviously a nod to when Russia kicked
communist Russia,
kicked the shit out of the Nazis. And like, there's just little things like that I laughed and then went, that's funny. That would have been funnier in 2009 because right now Russia are not really the flavor of the month. So that gag didn't land as well as it would have done 15 years ago when I probably would have laughed a lot more. But
I do like the heroism of these two characters and how they change. But again, like that's what I was saying earlier about how jarring the changes from the guy who was trying to suffocate his girlfriend to all of a sudden now not having a fear of blood and literally drinking it as he's going around, enjoying every single kill and attack he's making.
Should we talk about being bitten on the arm and how you deal with that?
Right. So this was where I was like, dude, you've just fucking lost it. Like you are not okay at this point, because he gets bitten. And again, these are not your standardized zombies. And we don't know what the zombie lore is within the terms of reality of this film and these characters. Are we talking Night of the Living Dead? Does it exist within this universe? Is it just comic book based? He gets bitten and he's taking the word of, is it Argyle, his friend's called?
Yeah.
Who's the movie guy? He's like, oh yeah, he said if you get bitten, you turn into one of them. And bearing in mind, we already know that's not true because X Games has been bitten like 6 times already, and he's just soldiering on like fuck. He immediately Ash Williams his arm off with a chainsaw. And I'm like, I just don't feel like you should have done that. That's a really unsmart decision to make. Like that's whole Rick Grimes comic book level, chop it off to sever it from spreading through the veins kind of thing. And I'm like, I don't think that's how it works. I mean, balls to the guy. Do you know what I mean? Like that, it was brave as fuck, and he just went for it.
The thing is that he didn't just so he fully chops it off with a chainsaw, stays fully conscious while he does it, and then fucking like sears the end in the fire to cauterize the wound, and then he's like, "Right, I'm ready." I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean you're ready? You're ready to die? Like you.
And then he gets his knob bit.
That. Oh my god.
I was like, we fucking did this 2 weeks ago with Zombievers. I cannot believe we're doing this again.
it was his friend sort of, because after he killed the zombie who bit his dick off, he's got his chainsaw. He looks at his chainsaw, looks down, looks at his friend, and his friend's like,
nah, no, don't do it, dude. Yeah, and he does it, he accepts it. He's like, I really wish I had cut my arm off now. That got a good laugh out of me, I'll be honest with you. That really, really made me chuckle a lot. I mean, obviously, before there's quite a few incidents that happen before he chops his arm off. The girls who were going off running in the other direction. The blonde girl gets killed, which was very tragic. I liked her at this point. I like her sacrifice. This is the only one time in the movie we do actually see the zombies eating people. They start pulling her intestines out. She comes around and realizes what they're doing. And one of the Nazi zombies has like a grenade kind of thing on his belt. She pulls that and blows them all up. That was a really cool sort of like yippee-ki-yay motherfuckers kind of moment. Dreadlock girl goes through the mills, man. Like, she's a survivor, like a proper survivor. She fights them off thick and fast on her own. Bear Grylls in it through this Arctic climate, only to reconnect with the group.
Yeah.
And I'll let you take off what happened to her.
Do you know, I'm going to let you because I forgot.
Oh. So she reconnects with the group, and during the chaos of the battle sequence, he's swinging his machete and killing zombies left, right, and center. His girlfriend taps him on the shoulder, and he just turns around and axes her in the neck. I mean, which, to be fair, in that instance, I kind of didn't be like, "Oh, you dickhead," as if you've just done that. I was kind of like, "Bitch, please, man, can you not see what's going on?" And you've just snuck up behind him.
Yeah, and you've got a voice. Yeah, I do remember now. Yeah,
I'm like, not just hi guys, I'm here. Just literally, oh, he's fighting all of these zombies that are coming from every which direction. I'm just gonna sneak up behind him and tap him on his shoulder.
Yeah,
I was like, dumb bitch move. Don't do that. And considering how survival instinct she'd been up until this point, I was like, that was the worst writing of your character you could have possibly done. I appreciate the emotional impact of the scene, but don't do it like that.
No, the thing is, though, this does tee up one of the best bits of the movie. So his friend Argyle's being attacked left, right, and center, and he's just looking at his girlfriend bleeding out, and you could just see the fucking rage and anger and emotion building in his face. And Argyle's going, help me, I'm gonna die, help me. And this is after the Nazi commander has like summoned the fucking rest of the undead from under the ground.
That was cool. That was really awesome. Cool, because these two wipe out his entire army up until the point it's just him left.
Yeah,
he kills his girlfriend. He comes round, and this is the thing as well. Like, you have that weird little cave sequence early on, and you don't know how widespread this is. And when he does that and goes full Himotep, and raises the dead, I was like, oh, you guys are fucked. And they know they're fucked because they immediately like, nah, let's go and run.
Yeah. Again, like, it's awesome. Like, he's all fired up. He's like, let's kill this motherfucker. And the bloke's like, and like, there must be 200 zombies just pop up out of the ground.
Oh, like, 200 plus, man. We went to like World War Z level kind of zombies by the time he'd raised them all. It was mental. I was like, shit, I didn't see this happening.
No, and like from here they make it to the car, and I'll be
honest.
Only
one of them does. One of them runs into a tree and pulls his own intestines out, which was a callback to what the guy was. Again, that scene earlier on in the cabin when the old fella come in, and he's like, oh yeah, and he choke slams him, and he's choke slamming him against the wall. He's like, what are you gonna do if you stood there holding your own intestines? Which obviously is a callback to this scene, why he stood there holding his own intestines. But while that instance was happening in the cabin, I was like, dudes, why are you all just stood around? Like, this dude is like 60, 70. He's got your friend pinned up against the wall, and you're all stood there in fear. I was like,
just watching
melt, absolute melt.
If someone saying that, like, if someone done that to you, an old man lifted you clean off the floor with one hand, I would be the guy, and so would you. Don't deny it. It'd go, I'm going to see where this goes before I get involved. I'm going to let this play out just for a minute.
All right, yeah. To be fair, yeah, maybe the curiosity would definitely take me over. I know that much.
Yeah,
I would probably say in that moment, though, I'd be like, if you need me, I'm here. Curiosity's kind of gotten the better of me.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see what Mark can do against this Michael Myers style old man who's lifted him clean off the fucking floor with one hand. Yeah, he gets all his intestines ripped out, but the guy gets the car. The end of the movie, I'll be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with how this ends. And I know the sequel kind of undoes this scene, but
I
this,
don't know what the sequel does, but the thing for me, I think if we maybe had a conversation about this movie in the past. So I always knew that the sequel was kind of like Wreck, where 1 and 2 are almost a companion piece and it picks up immediately after the events of the first movie, as opposed to
yeah,
a
so
fresh story. So I was
mate, who gets attacked in the car doesn't die. So they
right,
make
which
it
I
out that
didn't.
he's dead.
Yeah, I kind of assumed. But like for me, I was like, it got to that point where they just raised an entire army. I knew there was only a couple of minutes left. I was like, oh, it's going to be one of those movies where it just ends, and
Yeah.
I'm going to be annoyed by it. It couldn't have had a sequel. It didn't need a sequel, in my opinion. It could have just ended there, and we just think, right, well, the zombies have won. That's bleak
end of it.
Not necessarily a bleak ending because it's not that deep of a movie, but it's the downer ending as opposed to the final girl comes out on top.
Yeah.
And again, so this annoyed me a little bit. The coin that he had in his pocket.
Yeah.
Why did his girlfriend put it in his pocket in the first place?
I have no idea because she's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That's the only conclusion I could come up with, because they give them back the gold and they're all ready to leave, and it just fucks it completely. Marc has frozen. Is he still there? I'm going to pause because Marc has frozen, and he's now unpaused. Hello, Marc. Welcome back to the show. Nice to have you here.
I don't know what happened then. I do apologize, guys.
That's all right. We're at the end of the movie anyway. Do you want to rock straight into your recommended account of the week?
Yeah. Perfect
Yeah,
timing. I wish I'd have known that as my internet connected out, though.
Well, I have a soundbite for you, so we can tide you over.
What are you waiting for? Christmas?
The most fastest fucking soundbite you've ever had on this show. Cheers, mate.
You're welcome.
This week's recommended account is _horror hoarder. The_horror hoarder is a VHS fiend, DVD ghoul, and horror hoarder. Retro reels and spooky feels. He's a married father of 3 gremlins, but I suppose that's not really what I'm here to advertise. This is an account that is a retro collector, similar to what I am. Big fan of the horror genre. Cool reels, man. Like, he does very similar stuff to what I do when I can be asked to do reels of like movie intros from VHS tapes and things like that. He's a lot more consistent with it and a lot more on the ball with it than I am, but he's a great account and he's got very low followers, which I think is criminal. So I think all of you should do your best to go and like, follow, share, and as always, let him know the Euron podcast sent you there. I'm sure Scott will put a link for this account on the bio of this episode, but that is the_horror hoarder.
The_horror hoarder. Okay, cool.
That's one.
Everyone go and follow him. It is December, and I wanted to come here with a very special message to all of the members of the You Run Podcast Network. Every single one of you have worked so incredibly hard this year to put out the best content you possibly can for our audience and yours. I am eternally grateful for every single member of the network, for all of the hard work that you put in promoting your shows, other people's shows, our show, the network itself. You are all absolute superstars, and I hope you all have a wonderful December. And for everyone who's listening, go to yourunpodcast.com, check out one of these awesome shows, and go and give these guys and girls a reward for all their hard work this year. Leave them a review, listen, interact with their show, and become part of the You Run Podcast Network family. Anyway, back to the show.
Cheers, Scott.
You're welcome. Make sure you go and check out Marc's recommended account. If they've got low followers, like, go and do it. We've got so much scope and reach on this show. Go and support the little guys. Like, we were really little guys once, and now we're like followers on social media. We're pretty fucking large, and that's down to all of you.
Yeah, and I mean, it might be insulting for me to say he has low followers. That might not be true. He might be really proud of the following that he's garnered already. But I'm just saying, in comparison to what I feel like his account is worth, he should be a lot bigger than what he actually is.
Yeah, deserves more. So go and give him more. Also, go to yourunpodcast.com. Check out all the members of the You Run Podcast Network. Like, literally this year, they've worked their arse off to advertise each other, to do everything that makes each other's show great, not just to benefit themselves, but to benefit each other. They really deserve your support. So that's yourunpodcast.com for that. While you're there, you'll find links to all of our social media. So we're at You Run Podcast everywhere. On Instagram, you get to vote in the polls, which is where you also find Mark. He is at VHS from the Crypt, where he shows his a never-ending collection of VHS tapes. Like, you've been doing that for a long time, and I've not seen you double up a stack once. Not once.
No, I'm managing to keep it fresh. It's getting harder, I'll be honest with you, but if you've got like, I don't even know what I'm at now.
Lots.
I think I'm nearing 300 or 400 variations. So
Yeah.
you can imagine yourself, if you put 6 or 7 in a stack, the variations are endless, and it depends on the theme, it depends on the month, it depends on the day, it depends on the time, and there's always something that I can piggyback off the top of relevance at the time to be like, ooh, that movie's coming out, I'm going to create a stack based on that.
Yeah.
So it's quite easy for me, and I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun, but purely just because I enjoy collecting them and discovering movies that I've not seen before. Because that's the one thing that I really enjoy about the VHS collecting side of things, is like I'm discovering movies that aren't available on streaming. They're not available on DVD, a lot of them. A lot of them are like, they came out on VHS and because they were so poorly received, they're just forgotten. But then watching them again now have a different take and a different meaning. And there's so many movies that I've discovered in recent years that that's fucking awesome. Why is nobody talking about this movie? So from that side of things, it's cool and it's entertaining. But not only that, they just look fucking awesome.
Yeah, they really, really do. You can also follow Mark at reviews from the Crypt, where he reviews horror movies that we don't cover on this show, and some that we do as well. Also, patreon.com/You Run Podcast. That is the place where you get the most love and the most interaction. And we are in December now, and in December, moving forward, you get 7 episodes per week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Brand new episode every day, early release a horror movie review, early release a true crime, You Run Extra, True Crime Extra, and a whole host of YouTube videos that you get a month early, a whole host of Patreon exclusive episodes that only you get, stupid amounts of control over the show, and it costs you less than a cup of coffee a month. So patreon.com/You Run Podcast, because me and Mark want you to give us your money. Because when you give us your money, we're going to do something really good with it. We're going to put it all in a big pot and save it up, and then we're going to spend it on beer at For Love of Horror next year.
Which you are fucking definitely coming to, by the way.
I've made a very adamant point that regardless of anything that happens next year, like if the world is on fire, if For Love of Horror is on, I will be there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, we contemplated the April event that they're putting on this year. So usually they just do the usual annual October event, but they've now realized that they can market it even further, and they're doing a 2-time event. So they're now doing it in October and they're doing it in April. For those of you who've attended For Love of Horror in the winter coldness, know how hot and stuffy that venue gets in October, let alone creeping into the peak of summer. I'm not going to be attending the April event. I just think it's going to be too hot. It's going to be too stuffy. I'm sure it's cool, and I'm sure you all have a great time. But
we'll see you in October.
We'll be sticking till the October event, because the thing is, as well, for me, it gears up to like the Halloween season, and I know it's like something to look forward to spooky season time. So I think for me, I'm just going to be sticking to the October event.
Yeah, me as well. Let's do some facts. So the Nazi zombies are not typical zombies. They're a combination of 2 things. So they're a combination of the original zombie and also a Norse mythological being known as a draug. So a draug is an entity that would basically find its way into the graves of rich people because it liked gold, and it would hoard and protect the treasure. If someone stole it, it would chase them down to put the gold back where it belonged. So
it's a leprechaun.
It's the leprechaun, yeah. The film. Have you seen the trailer for this?
For the first one?
Yeah.
No. I immediately watched the trailer for the second movie after this.
The trailer for the first one was black and white World War II archive footage. It had battleship, parachuting, command room that featured Adolf Hitler. none of that material's in the film. Like, didn't use any clips from the film, just some old World War II footage, dead snow.
That's false advertising, if ever I've heard it.
So, according to the date on the character's tombstone shown in the sequel, this movie takes place in April 2013.
I thought it was released in 2009. Are we off on that?
No. It's 2009.
Oh, so it's a futuristic movie.
Exactly that. So the guy who wears the T-shirt, which is the Brain Dead T-shirt, we've kind of touched on this already. His demise is exactly the same as the first zombie kill in the New Zealand horror movie Brain Dead, where the zombie gouges his eyes out and split his skull in half. It's a direct nod to that, which is awesome.
It's been a long time since I've watched Brain Dead, and again, it makes more sense that he is wearing the Brain Dead T-shirt, that he would go out that way. But again, it was just some more of the, I was getting the Shaun of the Dead, Day of the Dead kind of ripping the guts out kind of thing from it. But yeah, I didn't get the Brain Dead reference because it's been so long since I've seen that movie.
Early on in the film, Hannah claims that she's claustrophobic. She's later buried in snow in an avalanche.
This was really insightful, though, because he explains that if you get in an avalanche, most people dig down as opposed to digging up, due to the unawareness of your situation. And they said, oh, if you're in that, the army teach you to spit, because then gravity will take hold and you'll know whichever way the spit's going, you just need to go in the opposite direction. And then when she was in that moment where she gets trapped in the avalanche and her nose is dribbling, I was like, just spit, like, because I don't think you're picking up on the fact that your nose is dribbling, yet she still manages to dig herself out the right way. I was like, that was a perfect opportunity for you to just show her spitting into the space that she had, so she knew to put that into practice. Otherwise, what you said had no relevance earlier, because she's not utilizing that theory.
Yeah, exactly that. And then the last one is when fighting the zombies at the end, Roy holds up a hammer and sickle, literally crossed over, which I thought was really cool. This movie cost $800,000 to make.
Mind-blowing. That is absolutely mind-blowing to me that was only $800,000.
How much do you reckon it made worldwide?
35 million?
No, you've gone way out again. You were getting better and you've just completely fucked it. Miles out. Not even in the right league. It made 2.1 million, so it doubled its budget.
Right. Okay. But I think now, as a sort of cult movie that it is, surely DVD sales.
With DVD sales and streaming service, it's probably made a ton load more. But at the theaters, it only made 2.1.
Yeah, I don't imagine this did very well at the theaters, because it's just one of those movies. Not only is it an Nigerian, no, it's definitely not Nigerian.
It's not Nigerian.
How do you have that readily available to do that?
I downloaded loads of sound bites today. They're just all sat there, and I was like, I've got a drum roll.
Excellent. You've killed it with a soundbite, and I've lost my train of thought.
We have a voicemail. We're going to play it. You're going to like it. I don't like it. Let's do it.
So, Scott, why in the fuck did you give Velocipaster a 3.5 out of 5? Are you trying to make me angry in particular? Or are you just trying to piss Mark off, which makes sense, but like,
why would that make sense?
I'm with Mark on this one. I tried to watch that. I may have actually finished it, but it was so insignificant that I can't even really remember it. I just remember it being so fucking the whole China thing. Like, I'm in China, but it's literally a piece of paper with China written. It's so fucking racist seeming. China. And I was just like, okay, I like bad films. Don't get me wrong. I love a good bad movie. I think the budget was like 45 cents and a BJ. I don't know what the budget was, but this movie was, from what I remember, I had the hardest time even finishing it, and I'm pretty sure I didn't finish it in one session. And even Steven, that rhymed, he was like, he'll watch really any fucking thing. And he was like, I can't watch this. This is really fucking stupid. Anyway, the episode was fun, but Scott, stop giving shit 3.5 stars. I understand he came on the show and introduced the show. He seems like a nice person. Yay. But like, no, stop it. You know that damn movie ain't no 3.5 out of 5 stars. And if y'all really want something that will make your balls blow off in boredom, you guys should try to review Killer Sofa.
Nope.
It took me a month
Watched
to
it.
finish
Nope.
it. Is how fucking stupid it was. We started it, and then one day randomly we were like, oh, well, I think we'll finish it, and I never could get that time back, and that's one of my biggest regrets in my life. Okay. Also, Mark, this is for you specifically. Where's my copy of Granny at? Are you still sending it? Are we still friends? Okay, bye.
Firstly, Killer Sofa. No. Never,
It's never
ever,
been polled.
ever are we going to get it on this show, because
It's never going to find a poll.
there is moments within that movie where the sofa is actually in effect that is fucking hilarious, of a sofa stalking a person, that I laugh my ass off. And there's a couple of kills in there that are brilliant, but you could tie them all into 5 minutes. You know,
Yeah.
The rest of the movie itself is the most boring, ass-dragging shit I've ever seen in my life. As for Granny, Heather, it's yours. I promise you. I swear it's yours. It's here still. Unfortunately, I haven't sent it.
You were sending that in
You
the
know
summer.
me, right? We've been doing this for long enough now. I'm irresponsible. I'm unorganized, and when it comes, you'll love it. I promise. But it's just, I don't do things.
No, and I'm going to defend my position. I score on enjoyment. I enjoyed Velocipastor
Fuck
to
off.
3.5 stars worth of score. Captioned this week because I was accused of doing things that were overtly sexy and getting then pervy comments from Pervy Beck. That's her new name now, Pervy Beck. I went with
You
something.
need to watch out for her.
Yeah, I went for something that wasn't pervy. I went with this, which is the most Ash Williams thing I've ever seen. Bloody Babble went with when Santa got you fuck all, so you're going to hack your way through the elves one by one. I want to see that movie.
Let's just also as well, this is not a Christmas movie.
No, it's definitely not. But it's got snow in it. It qualifies.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
What the fuck are you doing? Podcast went with when you're done prepping the turkey and you're ready to go get the Christmas tree. Works for me. Chaz Presley went with me and the OG listeners showing up at the podcast shed the next time Scott decides to go all Kubrick with a long drawn out game. I apologize. Oh, this girl loves horror. I wonder if she's mentioned Dick this week. What do you reckon?
Should we take a bet? Is there enough in this movie to mention?
Let
I don't
me
think
give you
she
the
has. I
picture.
think she's had a week off.
She's had a week off mentioning Dick. Let's find out. Slashing through the snow seems appropriate here.
It does. Very tame for Beck as well.
Very
She
tame.
must know that we're onto her.
Horror on Air went with I love this because it's a fact and a caption. First invented by Scottish doctors James Jeffrey and John Aitken for the use of widening the pelvis during childbirth, the chainsaw also comes in quite handy as a means to fend off the undead and or amputate bitten extremities.
Please tell me this is not the first time I'm hearing of that is the invention of the chainsaw.
That's true. That is a fact.
No, that is fucking not factual. There is no way.
The chainsaw was invented as a way to widen the pelvis during childbirth. That is
no fucking way is that true. I do not know. That is the most savage thing I've ever heard in my life. That is not true.
It is. I'll let you Google it when we go on.
No, I'm not Googling that. I am not Googling that. I do not need to see images of that.
You really don't. Do not Google that and then click images. It's a whole thing. And Dewey Podmonster rounded this off with when you cosplay as Ash and Nazi Deadites show up, which was great. We need a game. I've recycled an old game that we played once a very, very long time ago, and I've given it a bit of a new spin and made it just a little bit better. The graphics are better, and it's just going to be a little bit more fun.
Now I'm horny.
So this is called How Do You Survive? So, Mark, you are given £100. You can spend however you like to survive the zombie apocalypse.
I'm good at this.
You were good at this last time, but I've made it harder and I've made it more interesting for you. So
Right.
to start off with, you are going to decide what you're wearing. For £1, you can be naked. For £10, you can have shorts and t-shirt. For £15, you can have jeans and a leather jacket. For £20, you can have riot gear. And for £25, you can have a suit of armor.
What's my budget?
£100.
I'm gonna go and spend £20 pretty early on, to be honest with you, and I'm gonna go with the riot gear.
You're going with the riot gear. So you've done 20. You've got 80 left. Okay.
I feel like it's an important factor to have in this situation because, again, if anything, this movie proved was he had his thick snowsuit on and he was trying to get bitten earlier, and all they got was a mouthful of feathers. So I think what you're wearing is vital to this situation, which was why the Resident Evil games always baffled me with Jill Valentine. So I'm going with riot suit.
Okay. Second one, your weapon. For £1, you can go OG Halloween and you can have a wire coat hanger. For £5, you can have a wooden stick. For £15, you can have nunchucks. For £20, you can go Shaun of the Dead and have a cricket bat. And for £25, you can go full Ash Williams and have a chainsaw.
Again, I'm going to take the higher item because I feel like protection, as you all know, kids, is the most important thing. You're not doing anything with a coat hanger. What are you going to do with a stick? Nunchucks. I'm not Bruce Lee, and a cricket bat. Again, I don't feel like it's a durable enough weapon. I feel like a couple of whacks and that thing's probably going to break. I know you have to then think about the fuel for the chainsaw, but if you're using it sparingly, like you would a gun, bullets, etc., I think a chainsaw would be. And I mean, I'm a Sharknado fan. We know what this weapon can do.
Okay, so you're going to go for the chainsaw.
Yeah, I spent £45.
You've done 45 of your 100 budget. You've got 3 rounds left to get through. Your next round is your travel companion. For free, you can have me. For £20, you can have your family. £30, you can have a police attack dog. £40, you can have a ninja. And for £50, you can have Jessica Biel from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003.
I want to go with Jessica Biel, but purely just out of the fact that I just feel like it would be one of those situations like from the Philadelphia program. It's Always Sunny. It would be because of the implications. I don't feel like she'd necessarily be interested. It would be the implication. For those of you who know. I want to bring my family, but I have 2 young kids. I could do with a break. I love dogs. I really love dogs. But again, I don't know how useful they'll be. But I have you. And it's free. That's free bait. That is free bait, man. I'm going to take the free bait. I'm going to take the free bait. And if shit kicks off, a kick to the back. See you later, Scott. It's cost me nothing, you know.
Thanks a lot, right? You still have £55 left after you abandoned your family, your dog, a ninja, and Jessica Biel.
I feel like I'm taking the bit.
You only made this decision because you burnt your cash early.
No. It's not because I burnt my cash early. I would love to wax £50. I feel like £50 for Jessica Biel is a fucking bargain.
That's a deal.
And I would take it all day long, but I just don't feel like she'd want to be there, you know. And I wouldn't enjoy that. So okay, I feel like it'd be like fishing, you know, where you chuck out the maggots and stuff on the top of the water. I just use you as bait, and it cost me nothing. So I'm going to take you with me on this.
Excellent. Next, you need your mode of transport. How you and me are traveling together.
You're already done by this point. You would make it by the vehicle.
We can walk, which is free. You can have a skateboard, which is £1. You can have a push bike for £15. You can have a motorcycle for £20 or a car for £25.
And again, I'm on my own at this point because I've already spent you. I'm going to take the motorbike because it's nimble. And again, like I've seen in a lot of zombie movies, road blockages. Motorbike can quite easily access those high intensity areas, but he's also very fast on the open road when I do get out on it. I'm going with the motorbike.
Okay, so you've done £65 now.
Yep.
of your 100. I think you might actually beat this quite easily. Your final thing
Easy.
is, where are you going to live? For £10, you can have a tent. For £15, you can have a shed. For £20, a container. £30, a house. Or for £40, an underground bunker complete with supplies.
No brainer. I'm taking the container all day long. Underground bunker is no good because it's a one in, one out situation. If that top gets covered, you're fucked. And I know the same can be applied to the container. However, the container is solid all the way around. Zombies cannot climb, depending on which zombie we're referring to. I could put accesses in that roof and ladders that could get me in and out with ease and still have secure 8-9 foot high walls all the way around me in solid steel. Shed, flimsy, tent, no go. I have money to spare. I'm taking the container with cash to spend afterwards.
Wow. You absolutely smashed it. And you've now got enough to go buy some supplies.
Easy pickings, man. I'm a
So what have you got
survivor.
left?
I'm a
You've
survivor.
done six. You've got £15 left. I'm going to let you go back and spend your £15. Would you like a different change of clothes while you're out and about?
Yeah, I want the leather jacket. Not only just because it's going to help me in any situation, but if on the off chance I meet Jessica Biel just by coincidence, not because I'm paying for her, I feel like the leather jacket might help.
There we go. And now you've burnt all of your money, so you've got an extra thing as well. I'm going to let you round this one up first.
Okay. So for me, Dead Snow came as a really big surprise. Again, I mentioned earlier on in the episode that I did see this many years ago, back when I picked it up randomly off a bargain shelf, probably in some supermarket. And it didn't really gel with me. I don't know whether that was because I weren't quite mature enough to get myself into subtitled horror movies or subtitles in general, to be honest with you. And it came as a bit of a surprise. And I kind of just didn't feel myself invested in it as much as I should be. I don't even know if I made it to the end of it the first time when I watched this movie. But this time around, I knew it had the hype. And I was always skeptical of the hype. I was like, people always big this up. It's going to be something it's not. And then I'm going to be disappointed because it's not lived up to the expectations that people have provided for it. They did. It was great. It was great. It was a really fantastic zombie movie. It really resonated with me in terms of my love for B-movie schlock, because I feel like it incorporated a lot of that, especially considering how I've just found out the budget was only $800,000, which to me is mind-blowing considering what they managed to achieve with this movie. I really like the casting and I really like the characters that were written. I think the director does a fantastic job, and some of the sequences and shots that he incorporates within this movie are absolutely fucking spellbinding. I think he does a fantastic job of really encapsulating the atmosphere and the tone of this movie. I have a few bugbears in terms of the effects side of things. The practical side of stuff is great, even more so now I know what they've achieved with the money they had. The green screen stuff that they used is a little bit hard to swallow when you watch this film and you see it. And I don't know whether that was because I watched sort of like the Blu-ray version of this film as opposed to how lower quality it was when it was first put to screen. But that was a little bit jarring. And again, like, it's not necessarily because I'm like, oh, well, it should have been better. No, because I know the budget was stripped and the budget was low. So therefore, just don't do it. Just don't do those sequences. There was plenty of sequences filmed on location and on site that they didn't need to then add, unless they did add them on afterwards. I don't know. And that's one thing that I don't know much about this movie in terms of where it was filmed, what location was used. I still need to go back and probably look at those kind of things. And the sequences that were used on green screen with actors stood in front of a green screen, were they reshoots and added later on, thinking, oh, we need this little sequence here, or we need this bit added here? But there were things that I picked up on that I didn't really sit too well with me. But however, overall, this movie is a fucking riot. And I'd be lying to you if I said it wasn't. I don't care how bad the practical effects were, the practical effects weren't bad at all. How bad the CGI that was incorporated was. There wasn't anything that I really disliked about this movie. I loved the progression of the plot. I think the pacing was a bit sloppy to start with, but I think it soon eradicates those issues that I had when it does kick into gear. Because again, I've already said, it was one of those really jarring experiences where it felt like the first half an hour took forever to get there. But then once it did kick into gear, it was so fast that I just didn't know where else it was going to go from that point on. And it balanced itself out quite easily. It's an intriguing story that doesn't dive too much into the lore of things, which I liked, which is not something I tend to say very often. There were questions that were unanswered, but I didn't feel like they needed to be because I knew the tone and the overall vibe of this film and what direction it was going in. I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, you're still here.
I'm still here now, but I can hear the clicking I heard earlier, so I don't know if he's going to kick me off again.
No,
I'll keep going anyway. Right,
Yeah,
I'll
keep
keep
going.
I had a lot of fun with Dead Snow. I watched the trailer for Dead Snow 2 immediately after I finished this one, and I'll be honest with you guys, I really wish we were doing Dead Snow 2 because that movie just looks fucking wild, and I'm so excited to go into it. But I'm going to hold off. I'm going to hold off on Dead Snow as much as I really want to watch Dead Snow 2. I'm going to hold off on it on the hopes that we do eventually get it on the show, because I feel like even if it's next Christmas and we do it next year, I can contain my excitement for it based on that, for it to be a thing. You know, I really, really, really like this movie. It was a lot of fun. And if I'm going to base my score on enjoyment, it's going to get a 4.5 out of 5. I think this is a fantastic movie. I finally realized the cult appreciation for what Dead Snow is. Considering this is a foreign movie as well, there's not many of them that really tend to grip people and circulate socials as well as this one tends to have done for me. Like I'm so familiar with Dead Snow. When people talk about their most favorite zombie movies, whether it be in the top 5 or the top 10, Dead Snow is usually in there somewhere or not.
Yeah, it is.
And considering this isn't an English typical Hollywood style movie, it blows my mind that it manages to, considering the plethora of those kind of movies we have, it always surprises me to see that so highly upon many people's lists. But I get it now. And yeah, it's one that I will certainly be revisiting regularly. And yeah, top score for me. I think 4.5 out of 5 is very, very solid.
Yeah, I think if anything, a little bit higher than I was expecting. I don't like zombie movies. We've established this on this show for many, many years. Zombie movies are all the same. They do the same shit again and again and again. Dead Snow is no different. It does the same shit as all the others, but it does it in a new way, which instantly made me go, okay, it's not just a normal zombie movie. All of the characters I relate to, apart from the guy who tries to kill his girlfriend early on, and the weird, crazy old man who turns up for no reason just to be the harbinger of death. I think practical effects wise, this movie is on point. In fact, exceeds being on point given the budget it had. I love the effects on the zombies. I think the Nazi general or commander or whatever he is, the effects on him when he stood up and he's like and raises his army, like that shit is so cool. This is fast paced at the end, like everything happens all at the same time, and it's really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I will watch this again. Dead Snow 2 is the better movie. I'll die on that hill. I much prefer Dead Snow. So Dead Snow 2 literally picks up where this leaves off and just continues that pace. It's like they got to the end of this and went, do you know, the end of that movie was really fucking good. Let's just keep filming that.
Like, yeah, but like the thing is that I watched from the trailer, like it wasn't like snowy based or anything like that. There was like charging through people's houses. It was very rural. I was like, what's going on with this movie, man? I need to see it. There was like American actors and stuff in it. It was all spoken in English.
Yeah, Dead Snow 2 is fucking awesome. Where do I score this? I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I really, really enjoyed this.
I mean, considering I'm the zombie fan and you're not, I'm surprised that you went as high as you did, which just shows how good this movie is.
Yeah, I really enjoy this. That's it for this week. We're going to be back next week with a movie that Mark polled that, I'll be honest, I didn't even know Mark liked, but he polled it and he won with it. The Nightmare Before Christmas. which is going to mean singing and dancing. And I'm buying time because Mark is frozen again. Will he come back? I guess we'll never know. It doesn't look like he's coming back. Well, that is it for this week, guys. I'm leaving Mark frozen on the screen so you can all have a good chuckle. And I will catch you next time. I'm going to say goodbye for Mark. Goodbye from Mark and goodbye from me. Oh, is he back? No, is he back? Hello, is there anyone there? Now he's disappeared.
We're back.
We're just going to hit the credits.
I was gone for a long time, and I thought, I used this opportunity to go for a week.
let's just hit the credits. Okay, thanks for coming, everyone. Goodbye.
Cheers. See you next week.
It's the time to be afraid. It's Christmas time, it's time to talk about being named. And on this podcast of horror, we'll spread a little fear. Watch a horror movie now and grab a beer. And then Scott mentions the actress's boobs, followed by Mark saying, come on, dude. This is the place to have fun and say a curse or two. You run podcast horror movie review. Watch a horror do it now, it's Christmas time. Watch a horror do it now, it's Christmas time. Watch a horror, then listen to a great fun review. Podcast Christmas. Do it now, it's Christmas time. Do it now, it's Christmas time. Watch a horror, then listen to a great fun review. Podcast Christmas. To run podcast Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.